Well, it's been all the headlines, folks. Trump has the feds take over D.C. policing, and in light of the blowback with when he sent the Fed National Guard out to Los Angeles, what else could you expect? A true headline story right now is the big meanie, that is Trump, has again sent the feds into an American city. Now it is DC to crush a serious crime problem. The winners are the residents of DC and the many, many tourists who regularly visit this fascinating capital of the United States of America. I lived near the district for 3 years and truly enjoyed it. However, crime was not nearly the problem that it was today. A true idiot, Dem Mayor Washington, Muriel Bowser, screamed about the takeover with a ridiculous claim that crime is the lowest in 3 decades. The fact is that sky-high crime rate has lowered a bit over each of the last few years, but is still at levels that put Americans' capital on par with the most dangerous cities in the world. Instead of accepting the gift and making the most of it, she is crying. Reports are that DC police and former police love the additional help. The numbers vary, but I've heard 800 National Guard and perhaps as many as 500 FBI agents to help investigate and quell the violence and high levels of car theft. Focus will be on arresting criminals and preventing homeless encampments on these highly visible areas. Hey, while I'm on this topic, what is happening in America? For DC in 2024, 187 homicides were reported. Now, this is down from 274 in 2023. This is still a ridiculous number for a population of 700,000. Let's look at some other major cities, which incidentally, all controlled by Denmark. In 2024, there were 382 homicides and manslaughter incidents. I do visit there due to family, and each time I leave, I express joy that I made it through there again without bullet holes. Chicago in 2024, there were 573 homicides, down from 620 the previous year. I've told an academic group that I belong to that I will not attend their annual conference if they have it in Chicago, since the city is simply not safe. Baltimore, there were 201 homicides in 2024, down from 261 in 2023. As I have family in the Baltimore area, I worry about their exposure when they travel into the city from the suburbs. Detroit, 203 homicides in 2024, down from the prior year, but still crazy high for a city of that size. And how about Philadelphia, the city of my birth? Hey, the city of brotherly love, and where I attended college. Killings in 2024 dropped from 269 from an incredible 410 the prior year. And here in Houston police reported 322 homicides in 2024, down about 9% from 354 in 2023. A key element is that these official stats on reductions in murders are being reported by those who are being paid to protect the public. Case after case has revealed that these stats are not very accurate. Further, they are starting from such high levels that the reduction means very little. Somehow, we Americans have become deconditioned to the crime around us. As I've said before, I'm a staunch supporter of the death penalty. So what's the problem? Well, we had a brutal murderer executed the other day, over 30 years after he committed multiple murders. That is just not justice, and it is not a deterrent. I call for the death penalty in virtually all murder cases, and that it be administered within 6 months maximum. Part of the path there is to replace all the so-called Soros DAs with real law enforcement professionals. No more self-recognizance for violent crimes, and no more catch and release for illegals. I applaud the federal government's approach in locking up Sean Combs both before and after his recent convictions. That should be a model, not the sole example. I believe the underlying problem is that we Americans have tolerated making victims out of criminals and the high rates of all type of crimes, that we are being desensitized to how bad it is throughout America. Time to scale it down and make America safe again, not just in DC, but across the country. I repeat my urging that we all aim to be kind to each other every day while we get the criminals off the streets. This is Dr. David D. Schein. Thanks for joining me for this special edition of Saving America. Remember, a new Saving America show is aired on the Brushwood Media Network every Saturday at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. Listen on any of the 16 network stations, Apple or Google mobile app, Apple CarPlay, TuneIn, Smart Speaker, and all smart TVs. Find more information at the brushwoodmedianetwork.com. Please be sure to join us each week. We welcome and love your feedback from our growing audience.